It's normal. Just first of all, they're pack animals. Like, I think everybody thinks it's very abnormal that your dog has any sort of separation anxiety with you or with their dog or with another dog, and it's it's often stronger with other dogs because they're so used to that. I'm a big fan of obviously training for this. I take my dogs out individually. I have individual time. And if you have family and friends to help you out with this, you make the time that the 2-year-old is engaging, very engaging to begin with, and then taper off that engagement. But that engagement doesn't have to necessarily be with another person. Obviously, if another person is there, you're going to have less. Obviously, if you're not crate training, you're going to have less distraction. You're going to have it supervised anyway. But great time to pull out a big meaty bone. But if there's just meaty bones all over the place, if there's toys all over the place, if there's just everything all over the place, free access all the time, obviously the dog is going to there's no motivation there. If I just have a stack of gold bars, what's the incentive? The tricky thing with comparing money, using money as an analogy with people, is we always want more, so that doesn't work as much. But having something very valuable like a bone, or someone being there initially and then just tapering that off to where it's not as intense, and then obviously your duration and distance from the dog doing it incrementally will help over time. And ultimately it comes down to consistency. How often are you doing this? Timing, consistency, and motivation are a great 3 key pillar there to keep in mind.
The big thing, like you said, is being prepared for it. My friend Chad Mackin, who's also a very talented dog trainer, he used to say, he probably still does say it, normal is what you're used to. And so even though, like you mentioned, this is a very normal thing. Dogs are pack animals. It's not crazy for them to be a little distressed when their, family members leave.
Yeah.
What they're telling you is that for them, this doesn't feel normal. Like this feels different. And so probably we haven't done enough of what you're talking about, enough of kind of preparing the dogs for this. And so just like I think anything else, just that sort of incremental exposure, that's kind of the thing. Like, let's just separate for short periods, give the dog a bone, play with them. Yeah, I think you covered it, man.
I think creating inside the home while, having one dog in and one dog out, everybody's always so concerned about it being fair. Life's not fair, right? Like, they don't care about fairness in terms of like, if I'm still hungry, you're not getting this. Like, once I'm done with the bone, then maybe you can have it, or maybe I'll pick it up and take it away and bury it just so that you don't get it, right? Like, life's not fair, and we're constantly concerned. Like, when I take a new dog into my house, there are rules for that dog that the other dogs don't have, because I'm not always raising puppies. Like, my last dog is like 6 or something, and if she's allowed out right now, and I think the other one's locked away. I don't know, because I do it so randomly that they don't know when it's coming, right?
Yeah.
I might feed one and I might fast one the other day, and people are like, "Oh, that's terrible. That's the cruelest thing." But I keep my dogs on their toes, and they don't get into this pattern of every day at 4 p.m. we eat. And then because, at 4 p.m., I'm stuck in traffic and they're puking up bile because their body went, produce bile right now. So consistently inconsistent is a thing too.